Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As always, I'm Yariel, and this is a channel about my personal finances and my journey through savings. Today, I wanted to make a quick update video. I haven't uploaded in about 2 weeks, and I kind of missed the whole, market crash, is it not, situation that happened last week and the week before. And so I just wanted to talk about how that whole situation has affected my savings goal through the month of March mostly. And we're going to be talking about like how I'm going to be investing going forward. Also, I'm going to be talking about a bit about my current financial situation as far as net worth goes. And that's about it for today. If you want to see more content, please consider liking and subscribing the video. I really enjoy doing these videos, even though I haven't done any in a couple of weeks. I still try to get around to it whenever I have the time, and I would love to keep on doing them for you. So basically what we've seen is over the last week or so, all of the composite index throughout the stock markets, whether it be the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the S&P, TSX, all of them have been taking a bit of a downturn. Early this week so far, Monday, Tuesday, it's been on the bounce back. Both days have been good trading days for all of these composite indexes. But overall, over the last, I want to say 2 weeks, all of them are trading in the red. And what does that mean? It basically just means that on average, a stock on the American stock markets, whether it be American or Canadian, is kind of trading downwards. And so investing now means that in the coming months, you could see your value go down, as opposed to as you want it to go up. What does that mean as an investor? As a beginner investor, that means I did not take the money that I put into the stock market out of it. I did not sell my stocks because I thought, I have $450 invested into the stock market. It's less than a paycheck. It's actually less than half of a paycheck. I don't need to worry about this money. I can just leave it there, and I'm going to let it fall. And when it bounces back, which it started doing this week, but we'll see if that stays. Once it bounced back, it's already in the stock market and I don't have to worry about it. It's on autopilot. So I did not touch my investments, but I didn't put any more money into it. And that comes from a two-pronged thing where some of you might think $450 throughout the entire month of February is not a lot of money to invest. Why am I being so conservative about my investments? And the truth is, I do have some debts still. They're high interest debts, credit card debts to be specific. And so I'm trying to pay back those credit card debts before I go headfirst into investing. However, I didn't want to just pay back all of my credit card debts and then start investing completely, because if I start investing completely out of the blue, I don't know what I'm doing. I have to do all of the research, everything. It's kind of a high risk situation. And so I decided to take this time kind of as a transition time to finish paying off my credit cards with about 50% of the amount of money that I'm willing to invest every month. And then the other 50%, I'm kind of using it as my financial education, where I take the time to go and put money into different stocks. And it's okay if I lose some money, throughout February, March, April, all the way to possibly, July or August of this year, because this to me is a learning experience. I'm very new to the stock market. I actually didn't really look at the stock market until probably December of last year. And so to me, I'm still learning about, what makes a stock good, what makes a stock bad, how do you look at the different numbers, how do you learn about everything. And so I'm going to be taking the time throughout the month of March. The entirety of the money that I would have put, into investing, I'm going to be taking it and putting it into paying back my credit cards. Partly because of the situation with the market, partly because this allows me to pay back faster, and then after that, I can go fully into investing into the stock market or, whatever else I want to do. And so this leads me into kind of this weird situation where I'm making a YouTube channel about investing, but I'm not going to be investing in March. And so what kind of content am I going to do? And this is kind of something I want to talk about. I'm going to be shifting my channel a bit more into a bit less heavily focused on investing and a bit more about personal finance in general. And this is maybe going to be a bit more interesting for anybody that doesn't make a massive income, yearly. That somebody that's kind of like me, I'm making $40,000 a year, like I've said in previous videos. How can you manage? How can I manage to save that money, but also pay for rent, pay for my food, pay for my general daily expenses, sometimes going to buy some clothes or whatever. And so how can someone do this? And the way you do that is, of course, with a budget. You budget your money, you know what you're willing to spend money on, and you try as much as you can to not go overboard. And so I think throughout the March, I'm going to make a couple of videos about, my personal budget, how I'm going to be putting some money on the side, how I'm going to be paying back my credit cards, all of that stuff. And so if you want to see that kind of content, of course, please consider liking and subscribing. Also, I have a pretty interesting idea in the coming, I think probably next week I'm going to be making a video about it. But I've been recently reading this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, which I think is a very good book. I think everybody that's, going on a financial journey should start it and should read it. And especially if you're a beginner investor, if you're somebody that, like me, like a lot of people really, has been having a hard time investing money because you don't think you make enough money to invest, it is such a good book to read. Just right away, the first chapter put my whole life for the past, 7 years back in perspective about what I want, what I'm doing with the money that I make. And so, yeah, I'm going to be making, I think maybe 2 or 3 videos. I don't want to just do a summary of the book, but I kind of want to, talk about the book as a parallel to my life and how I see, what he's talking about, how he's describing poor people, and how it's basically exactly what my life was, versus how can you shift it that even if you don't make a lot of money, you can still be a rich person, right? Because the truth is, that's what he explains in the book, the truth is, being rich or poor is not about the money you make, it's about the mentality you have around money. And a better financial education will always lead to you being richer. And so I'm going to be making a video about that later next week, I think. So if you want to watch that, please consider subscribing. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I will see you guys next time.